Turkish forces and rebel allies take Afrin town center from Kurds. Turkish forces and their Syrian rebel allies swept into the northwestern Syrian town of Afrin on Sunday, raising their flags in the town center and declaring full control after an 8-week campaign to drive out Kurdish YPG forces. A spokesman for the rebel fighters said they entered Afrin before dawn, meeting no resistance. A war monitor, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, said pockets of YPG fighters were defying orders to withdraw, but Turkish forces were in control. The fight for Afrin, a once stable pocket of northwest Syria, has opened a new front in Syria's multi-sided civil war and highlighted the ever greater role of foreign powers in the 7-year-old conflict. Ankara says Syrian Kurdish YPG fighters are an extension of a militant group waging an insurgency inside Turkey, and vowed to crush what it described as a terror corridor of YPG-controlled territory along Turkey's southern border with Syria. It launched its campaign 8 weeks ago and threatened to extend the offensive to another Kurdish-controlled region further east where U.S. forces are stationed alongside the YPG, Washington's ally against Islamic State in Syria. Afrin city center is under control as of 8:30 this morning, Turkish President Tayyip Erdoğan told a rally commemorating the World War I Gallipoli campaign, adding that Turkish and Free Syrian Army flags had been raised in the town center. Most of the terrorists have already fled with tails between their legs. Our special forces and members of the Free Syrian Army are cleaning the remains and the traps they left behind, Erdoğan said. In the center of Afrin, symbols of trust and stability are waving instead of rags of terrorists. Statue torn down. A WhatsApp group run by the Kurdish-dominated Syrian Democratic Forces said Turkish and Syrian rebel troops tore down a statue in Afrin, in what it called a blatant violation of Kurdish people's culture and history. Turkey's armed forces said in a statement that troops were combing the streets for mines and improvised explosive devices. The army posted video it said was filmed in the center of Afrin, showing a tank stationed under a balcony draped in the Turkish flag, with an FSA banner being waved. Free Syrian Army spokesman Mohammed al-Hamadin said the fighters entered the town from the north, east and west. Maybe it will be cleared by the end of the day. It's empty of YPG fighters, they cleared out. Turkey's government spokesman Bekir Bozdağ said the military campaign would continue to secure areas around Afrin and make sure food and medicine were available. We have more to do. But the project of building a terrorism corridor and building a terrorist state is over, he said. More than 150,000 people fled Afrin in recent days, the Syrian Observatory said, as Turkey pressed on with its campaign despite the UN Security Council call for a 30-day ceasefire across Syria. Ankara said the demand did not apply to Afrin, but its operation has faced criticism in the West. France's foreign minister said Turkey's concerns for its border security did not justify the deep incursion of Turkish troops in the Afrin zone, which could also weaken international action against remaining Islamic State fighters in Syria. France, like the United States, has given arms and training to a YPG-led militia in the fight against Islamic State in Syria, and also has dozens of special forces personnel based in the region.